Alright, good morning. So today I am completing my backup solution. So my original idea was to have two 8TB drives in a USB RAID enclosure, as the one I'm going to put up on the screen briefly. So I thought, oh yeah, plug that into like a mini computer, such as, unplug it. This thing, this is my mini Xeon I made some time ago. It's actually one of those mini PCs. I just chucked a Xeon processor in it and put a huge heatsink on it. I was going to make a video on it, but I don't know. I have to do a video and everything. So anyway, I was going to do that, and so I started buying drives. And I made the mistake of buying a drive off eBay. I bought this drive about a year ago off a seller, and it said it was from Sydney, but it came from China. And I mean, it's not too bad packaged. So I haven't taken it out of its packet yet. I've only taken a quick look at it, but I did some Googling to find out how I can tell this drive is fake. And straight away, just looking at the labeling, I noticed I've never seen this. Firmware version 0001. It's always something weird. So this is the same drive that I bought from Senecom about 6 months ago. And it always says like this, like EN01. It's never 0001. So I don't know if it's fake or not, but apparently there's a website we can go onto. The drives do look very different. I'll take them out of the plastic shortly. Just having like an initial comparison. The bags are kind of similar, very similar actually. So we'll go on the computer, and the PCBs are a different shape. I know they're different revisions of drives, so it's hard to tell if stuff's legit these days just by having a brief look at it. So let's go on the desktop. Apparently we can put the serial number in, and it will tell us if the drive is real or if it has warranty. But then I was thinking, well, if you use that same serial number, and people pointed this out, on the same labels over all the drives, it's obviously going to show that the drive is legit. But we can look at the farm data. So I've already set up, I can't remember the name of it, but we'll go to it in a minute, where you can check the farm data. So apparently they can't modify that, which is it's like the smart information, but apparently it can't be erased. So we'll take a look at that. So anyway, enough jibber jabber, and let's go and see on the Seagate website if this drive is legit, and compare it to the drive that I know is legit. So let's go take a look. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at the drive, which I suspect is fake first. So we've got serial number WWZ2. Oh, let's not help out too tight there. WWZ2. What is that? XK96. Check warranty. Okay, so it's showing the correct drive. We've got Ironwolf Pro 8TB, which is correct. Serial number, the model number, yep, that's correct. That's what your product is not under warranty. Please contact the seller. So, okay, so it looks like it's a legit drive if that serial number is right. Which, looking at the farm data and the smart data later, will tell us if that serial number is actually legit. Like I said, it might just be a generic serial number for this type of drive. So, the serial number shows up on their website as legit. At this stage, it doesn't really mean a lot. So let's try check another product. We now check the one I bought from Senecom, which should be legitimate. So WWZ9S PHC. Should be the same drive type. Sweet. So this is, yeah, legitimate drive. 8TB, model number is correct. Warranty valid till the 14th, 2030. So that's correct. So Funny enough, the drive we got from the computer shop was legitimate, which is what you'd want. So let's go plug this Ironwolf into the test rig and see if it's how fake it actually is. Let's go back. Alrighty, let's get our test rig and put that together. Okay, our little test rig is set up and ready to roll. So first up, let's take out the suspected fake drive. Open it up. Oh man. It's pretty tough packaging. There we go, not too bad. Alright, plug it in. Let's have a look at it first. So it's pretty clean. I don't see any marks. I don't see. Sometimes you get like where it's mounted to the chassis, you might scratch. The screws don't even look like they've been used. No fingerprints on it. No damage. Sometimes you see little chips around the corners there if it's been bumped against something. Even the connectors look pretty good. This is a pretty good. I mean, I guess if it's in like a farm, what do they call them? Data farm or whatever, mining. My suspicion is this is maybe used for mining. Stupid hard drive mining. That's a ridiculous thing ever. All right. Let's power that up and see what we get. Help if we plug the video in. Knew I was missing something. Okay, test rig is booting up. Drive diodes. Seatools. Alright, this will take a second to load up. Oh, there we go, literally. Easy the other day and it like sat there for ages. So yeah, we've got a drive here. It's showing the correct model number. 3ZL101. Okay. Let's go drive details. Is that, can we maximize this? I think that's as far as it goes. Serial number. Okay, so 2XK96. Okay, so it actually matches the sticker. So someone's gone out of their way to make sure this looks legit if it is. I mean, is it possible that this drive was just sitting around for the last 6 years? I don't know, possible. I mean, the packaging looks very similar to the Seagate. Smart information. Ooh, look at this, we got a lot in the power on hours. Sounds all right there. I don't think it's that many. So what's that, like a couple hundred years? Well, it's not good that it's actually got information in here though. It says power on hours 0 here. I don't know, get a figure. High fly rights. Read error rate. They're saying okay for all the stats. Lifetime reads from the host. Head flight hours. Temperature. So. Oh, I don't know. All right, well, let's have a look at the what's that thing called? It's all in here. Smartmontools, that's it. So I'm just going to go get the clip for the camera, and we're going to sit down and run these couple of commands in Smartmontools and see what we find for the farm data. Okay, so we got the Smartmontools console open. So let's go Smart Scan. See what drives we've got. Alright, HDA device. So I know that device 0, which would be SDA, is our Seagate. So let's type, check the smart, we go smart CTL -A dev SDA. Alright, so here's all our smart information. So let's have a scan through this. Start from the top. So we've got model number. Yeah, that's correct. Serial number, that's correct. Firmware version actually matches the label, but that is not right. 0001. It's like, yeah, what, the very first ever firmware version. This is interesting. Rotation rate 5400. Well, an Ironwolf Pro is definitely not 5400. So how it gets that information, I don't know, but it's interesting. So we'll just take note of that. Device is not in the smart. That's a bit peculiar. Okay, so let's keep on scrolling down. So we've got smart support, yes. SATA 6, that's right. What do we got? So that's past the overall health result. General smart values, yada yada. It's telling some capabilities. So here's all our smart information. I found that this raw value doesn't always mean a lot, because it kind of depends on the way the drive manufacturer interprets that number. Like that's, yeah, you can kind of ignore that. The last couple of drives I've actually copied and pasted all this information into the browser, like Bing browser, and just let that kind of do a summary for me rather than scratch my head and try and interpret it all. Type these aren't actually, it's not saying like you've got a current thing which is related to old age. 0 anyway. Hardware ECC. These are the kind of ones you want to look at. So threshold 0, worst value. Alright, see 32103. That's not even a valid number for that. Head flying hours 19. We've got no errors logged on the smart. Alright, so nothing looks overly fishy. I mean, this, like I said, I think we'll copy and paste all this and see what the old chat window has to say. But let's try and do the farm test, which is going to be the interesting one. So what we want to do is compare the hours, which I didn't actually look here, did I? Power on hours. So we've got 23. That's actually because I left the drive powered up last night. This is actually the next day. Because I ran out of time yesterday. So that's actually pretty normal. It's about 23 hours ago. I actually didn't realise I left it plugged in and turned on. It was just sitting there doing nothing. But anyway, let's go and do Smart CTL. I think it's -L -dev -SDA. Valid arguments.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I just googled it, and yeah, I forgot to add the word farm. Which one is it? This one. Alright, so let's go Smart CTL -L farm device SDA. Farm log not supported. That's interesting. Didn't need it in capitals, did it? Farm. No, it doesn't like capitals. That's interesting. So farm log not supported. Alright. Now I'm going to plug in the legit drive and let's compare that. Alright. Let's shut this down and plug the good drive in and take a look at that. I just noticed too, this the fake drive feels a little bit lighter somehow. The structured quite differently. Anyway, let's plug the known good drive in and see what if this new known good drive supports the farm information or farm log, etc. Pretty say yeah, something a little bit more amiss. Alright, booting the test rig back up with the known good drive in. So I'm just kind of thinking, yeah, I wonder if this drive is actually being like rebadged. So maybe it's like an Ironwolf or a Barracuda. Because it looks like I know they have different revisions of the same drive, but it just, the fact that it feels lighter. We'll go weigh it after. I'm just curious to see what it weighs now. But let's just have a quick look in Seatools like before. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. Come on. There we go. 3LZ 101 ID. Let's go. No. Drive details. Firmware version EN01. Smart. See, this is yeah. So you've already got all these numbers here, but this is literally the first minute that the drive's being powered up. So I wish they'd like interpret these a little bit better in the diagnostics. Anyway, let's go into Smartmontools and compare it in there. Alright, let's zoom in. Alright, so we're going to do Smart. Which will probably be the same as before. Oh, how's there another? Oh, I've got a USB drive plugged in. I was going to say, that must be C. Alright, so let's go Smart CTL -A Dev SDA. Alright, so these are smart information, the known good drive. And yeah, look, straight away, that's what I was curious about. 7200 RPM. So that other drive is definitely not what it seems. So yeah, were these before, like the capabilities? Comparison. Raw value. No logs. Alright, let's so one thing I'm interested to see is if it supports the farm logs. So what have we got? Dash L farm device STA. And look at that, it does. So this is what we should have seen on that other drive. Read error rate. That's pretty cool. I've never actually looked at farm data before. Geez, a lot of information. So these are all like logs that it stores. What's it stand for? Field Access Reliability Metrics. That's pretty cool. I think when I was reading, only Seagate support that. Where is the hours of operation? Power cycle count, head load events, head flight hours 0, power on hours 0. Oh yeah, of course. I was just thinking of the previous drive. Yeah, okay. So this one supports farm. Interesting. So okay. So what on earth is this drive? Is it even a Seagate? I mean, you think you can hack the firmware and say anything. You can say it's a, I don't know, spaceship drive, anything. Interesting. I wonder if this actually looks like any of the lesser drives, like the Barracuda. So I reckon, off the top of my memory, the Barracuda has this little shape here, whereas the Ironwolves do. So I'm just going to do a quick search, and I'm just going to put up a heap of what the drives look like here. So, alright, here we go. Let's have a look. Really doesn't make sense here is I paid $245 on eBay for the fake drive. The genuine one costs $388, but you can get a Barracuda for $279. And that prices were a little bit cheaper this time last year, but generally speaking, the prices haven't changed all that much. So how are they even making money off these drives? Maybe they're buying them in bulk, maybe they're used. I mean, why would they use? Would they really use Barracudas for like mining or whatever it is, data centers? They're not generally used in data centers. And the drive's in really good condition, so my gut feeling is it's brand new. It's obviously been like relabeled and had the firmware tickled. So the real question is, what on earth do I do with this drive? So yeah, what do we do with this drive? The only thing I can really think of is I could maybe use it as a backup of a backup. I've actually rethought my backup strategy. So I'm actually going to put, currently I've got a 4TB Ironwolf in my desktop computer. So I'm actually going to put this 8TB Ironwolf Pro in the desktop just for storage as you do. And maybe keep this one to back up this drive. And in the meantime, which is probably in another video, I've ended up going for a NAS solution, a DS225 Plus, with some, I better drop these. You can see in there, it's a Seagate Exos drive. Exos, however you say it. Anyway, that's for another video. We'll venture into this because I've never set up a NAS before or owned one. I usually make my own kind of solutions with those mini PCs. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So in summary, what did I find with the differences between the fake drive and a real drive? Well, first thing we noticed was the label. So the Ironwolf Pros always have Ironwolf Pro on the red area, where it says Ironwolf Pro there. The serial number came up as saying it had expired, even though the date of manufacture here showing, I don't know if you can see that, it's 2023. Firmware version doesn't seem right, 0001, and when we ran the Smartmontools, we found that the farm data was not supported, which should not be the case for an Ironwolf, but is the case for a Barracuda. And yeah, 5400 RPM on an Ironwolf Pro, that does not exist. Ironwolf, yes, at the slower capacities, but not on the Pro. So anyway, that's that. So a bit of a shame, but is what it is. Yeah, I kind of seriously want to trust it, but what do you do? So I think this can just be a backup of this one, because if this is just a Barracuda, that's probably how I'd use that anyway, just to power it up every now and then and back up this drive. But most of this is going to be backed up on the NAS anyway, but I guess, you know, can't have enough backups. So anyway, that's all. So I'll see you next video. And hopefully you guys out there haven't been scammed the same way I have. So catch you later.